First, a look at burglaries. We compiled data from police and found they rose in nearly every neighborhood in the past year. That's compared to the same time period the year before. Some of the biggest spikes happened in some of the wealthier neighborhoods. But as KPIX 5's Kenny Choi shows us, that only tells a part of this story.
San Francisco residents say they don't feel safe after seeing a sharp rise in an alarming number of burglaries across the city. We take a closer look at some crime data over the last 10 years and talk to one of the country's most respected criminologists to get an analytical perspective of what's happening in the city. Surveillance videos and pictures of prowling predators lurking, breaking and entering garages and homes.
I never felt safer from then on. They cut out a piece.
We met Irina Gorb last fall as the city of San Francisco saw a sudden surge in burglaries, not only in her North Beach neighborhood, but also in many other districts.
It was definitely a lot of fear, ongoing fear, and we were looking for protection.
Burglaries across the city catapulted more than 62% from mid-March, the onset of the pandemic, until the end of last year.
When you see an activity like that go up that much, you are either talking about more active burglars or more burglars.
Franklin Zimmering has written extensively on crime in America for decades and is the director of criminal justice studies at UC Berkeley School of Law.
I don't think we've been talking about more burglars.
It's the same ones.
If I had to gamble, I'd gamble that it was round up the usual suspects.
Usual or not, life for Gorb and her neighbors suddenly became unusual as cameras captured seemingly non-stop break-ins every night.
Some people lived there for decades and never felt that way, and now we're feeling scared.
Residents say the initial response from San Francisco police went nowhere. So after someone broke into her complex in the middle of the night, Gorb started sleuthing, obsessively collecting evidence on her own from neighbors' cameras.
I felt like the more pressure we put on them, the more they'll hear us.
She created a map detailing exactly when and where the break-ins were happening and connected the dots.
And I was just pinpointing on my maps and then just seeing similar faces in many videos.
10 years of data submitted to the FBI in the big picture shows a gradual increase in the rate of property crime in San Francisco, with the sharpest rise in 2013 and not in 2020. Not only that, the rate of violent crime in the city over the last 10 years shows a steady decline.
There was no strong secular crime pattern during that period of time. So we weren't dealing with a more general phenomenon.
Breaking it down further, during COVID, as burglaries shot up astronomically, larceny, which includes pickpocketing of tourists and shoplifting from stores, plummeted more than 49%. Criminologists believe the pandemic led to a dramatic shift in the types of property crimes committed, largely targeting tourists before the shutdown to zeroing in on vulnerable residents instead.
I haven't seen much experience so far that we have a whole new set of players.
Whether the usual suspects ramped up their criminal activity or new players contributed to the San Francisco surge, the effects on residents like Irina have been lasting.
It's high alert now, all the time, and I don't think I ever feel safe in San Francisco anymore.
Gorb says many of her neighbors install surveillance cameras and notice increased patrols in the area. She says that may have made a difference, but residents we spoke to say that they simply moved out of the city because of all the crimes and burglaries that they were witnessing. In San Francisco, Kenny Choi, KPIX 5.